Real Radio 104.1. Real people all week.
We are the badass station in Central Florida, aren't we?
I don't want to be married to Mr. Peeper.
No, Jan, you do not have the balls to stand up to your husband when you're not in the mood.
I don't have...
That's the bottom line.
Real music all weekend. This ain't your grandma's radio station.
You ever seen a grown man naked?
Real Radio 104.1.
Okay.
Some information about the judge who let O.J. Simpson off so easy.
The first time?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah? What do you got? All right, you want to wait till later?
Well, just here, you know what? You can read, the guy highlighted it in the article. It explains.
Let's see. Yeah, I'm wondering why more hasn't been done about that.
Well, how do you do something about it?
The guy should be thrown off the bench. In another connection, the judge's son. This is the judge who let O.J., pay $70 or something, or $700
$700.
for
we
beating
did
his wife.
hear earlier that the judge liked celebrities a lot.
Yeah. And I often said from the beginning, a lot of these judges out in Hollywood, I guess, have a hard-on for celebrities and want to be involved with them and stuff. In another connection, the judge's son works for the same law firm as Weitzman, the high-profile criminal defense attorney who represented Simpson in the... Now, there's a conflict of interest.
Yeah.
Actually, what the article says is he went to work at a firm that Weitzman used to work for,
Yeah.
and then when he graduated, he went to work for Weitzman.
Weitzman. Okay.
Oh,
Now,
boy.
what is the relationship between
That's weird.
the time that O.J. got this light sentence and the time his son went to work for Weitzman?
I think it says in 1990, the kid, 89 was Simpson's thing, and 90 the kid went to work.
Oh, but wait a second. Now, here's something else that's weird. Yeah, and notice this is buried in the Los Angeles Times on page... what page? Just to say a page. Probably on page 1.
It's buried on page 1.
It's buried on page 1 of the L.A. Times. It is actually buried on page 1 of the L.A. Times. But, okay, it's deep into the article, Robin.
It doesn't pop out at you.
Look how it's buried.
Rated a headline.
Now, this is weird. Now, how come judges are allowed to take their kids and family members? Like, what about that? Them working at law firms of people who bring cases before them.
Yeah, that is a conflict of interest, especially if you're looking to network your son into a big firm.
Yeah, I'm not saying that's what happened here, but it certainly could give the appearance, yeah.
The look of it is very sinister.
Contacted by the L.A. Times, the son refused to discuss the matter. Weitzman did not return telephone calls seeking comment on how Schoenberg's son came to work at his firm.
Was Weitzman's firm handling O.J. at the time?
Well, sources say that Schoenberg's son, E. Randall Schoenberg, where do you see Jews giving a first initial as a name? E. Randall Schoenberg. E. Randall Schoenberg began working at Weitzman's previous firm as a clerk sometime after the judge sentenced Simpson and was hired as a lawyer at Weitzman's current law firm after graduation from USC Law School in 1991.
So it all occurred after.
Yeah.
Looks suspicious.
Yeah, and meanwhile, I'm running for governor, and I'm just saying, hey, look, I don't want to file financial disclosure. It's not necessary because...
I've done nothing wrong.
I've done nothing wrong, and I don't feel like revealing my income. That's insane. I'm not going to do that. But I want to be governor, and all I'm saying is that if I had a campaign fund and I could somehow misuse those funds, then I say I should have to declare all of my income.
And if you become governor, you'll declare that salary.
Right. Exactly. I'm not raising any campaign funds. Zero. I am making zero income off of the governor's race. But I bet you they'll force me out of it. Meanwhile, the libertarians are out still collecting petitions and stuff for me, hoping that I will be able to run. I filed a lawsuit against New York State because of the financial disclosure.
But you did say yesterday that you know of people who have not filed and have run and have never been charged with anything.
That's right. If you don't file financial disclosure and you run for office, it's punishable up to a year in jail and like $10,000 fine.
Now, how do they get away with it? They just go ahead and not file, and they get on the ballot, nobody says anything.
Let me tell you what's going on. There are tons of politicians who don't file financial disclosure. I forget whose office is in control of that, but they've basically said, hey, look, there are better things to go do than prosecute people who don't file financial disclosure, so they've never gone after anyone. In my case, they will go after me, though. You know they will. They're always looking to go after me.
I was just wondering if you had been given a hard time in terms of getting on the ballot if you do not disclose.
Well, I've heard a rumor that the Republicans have sort of set up a thing to look into every aspect of my candidacy. Now, it's just a rumor, but I've heard that because they don't want me running. And I don't have any kind of slush fund, dirty tricks, campaign money. I don't have any kind of money for the campaign.
Well, you welcome the investigation.
Yeah, I don't mind an investigation. I don't care, but I don't want to have to sit there and file financial disclosure. Because, wait a second, man. First of all, if I don't make a lot of money, people are going to say, what kind of celebrity is he? He doesn't make a lot of money.
I thought he was something.
Then if I do make a lot of money, people are going to say, oh, man, he makes a lot of money. And then when it comes time to tip the garbage man at Christmas, he's going to say, oh, that cheap bastard. He only gave me $1,000, you know.
Well, you are cheap. They can say it anyway.
Yeah, but I don't want people saying it. You know what I mean? I don't want to. And I don't, I got a family and stuff. You can't just go around talking about how much money you make. That's wacky.
Howard, proof of how bare bones this whole operation is.
Yes.
Is in that paper right in your hand. One of the places where they're collecting signatures.
Yeah.
Is an adult entertainment club.
Yeah, well, the Libertarians have no problem with adult entertainment clubs. And there's a letter in Newsday yesterday, someone saying, I'm voting for Howard Stern. Did you see this?
No.
I got to believe that everyone on Long Island is going to vote for me. Forget about what you're reading in the polls that supposedly only have 6% of the vote. I will win.
People are too embarrassed to tell another person on the phone that they're going to vote for you.
Listen to this letter. This guy goes, that's it, I've had it. Here I am on the Meadowbrook at 5:15 p.m. Wednesday afternoon on a hot, humid day waiting for a moronic road crew to pick up its road cones. There's no road work going on just now. Mo, Larry, and Curly are picking up road cones, causing miles of traffic. I think among them they could have figured out that rush hour starts at 5 and that the cones, which needed to be driven around for no reason, should have been picked up by then. Howard Stern promises no road work during the day. He has my vote. Robert Shazolis, Manor Park. Let me tell you something. We were off for 2 weeks. Friday, I went to visit a friend in Westchester. Zip right up to Westchester. Zip right down. Soon as I hit Long Island on a Friday afternoon with all that Hamptons traffic, road work, it took me hours to get home. And what should have been an hour trip to Westchester took me over 3.5 hours. If on a Saturday or Sunday, I want to just go around on local traffic, I just want to drive around on Long Island, I can't. The roads are so packed with Hamptons and traffic and tolls that are not staggered, I cannot drive around.
It's so bad now that forget about the highways. Whenever I go to visit my parents and you come home on a Sunday, you have to ride the service road home.
Yes.
And those are
I use the service road locally just to get from places because I live in the area.
And
you can't even travel.
packed.
It's obscene what's going on. I could solve the problem in 2 minutes. How could you not vote for me? You got to be insane. What kind of life is this we're leading? And it's like this all over with you. Yesterday, I'm driving home, right? So I'm leaving Manhattan. I go to get on the Long Island Expressway. I said, can't get on the Long Island Expressway because they're doing construction. Go to take the Grand Central. Did you do this, Jackie? Did you take the Grand Central yesterday?
It's ridiculous.
Took the Grand Central. They just started new construction, which will go on for a year. In the middle of the day, 5 guys, 5 Mo, Larrys, and Curlys, standing around doing nothing. One guy with a shovel digging. They're on the Grand Central, and it was packed up for. I left here at about 12:30. I didn't get home till about 3.
There's no.
This is a weekday.
That's crazy.
And now it'll be like this every day. Now there is literally no way. No one sat and thought, wait a second. If you're going to block off the Long Island Expressway, you better leave the Grand Central clear.
Yeah.
Nobody does that. Nobody cares because these friggin' politicians don't live like normal people. What is it, Gorilla?
Do you want to speak to someone from the Board of Elections? He works for the Financial Disclosure Department.
Oh, boy. Hi, sir. Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning. What do you have to tell us?
Well, first of all, I've never, with the financial disclosures we work with, I've never seen personal income.
No, it doesn't work that way. What you see is a listing of anyone's assets and
would you have to give
Robin, I went through the whole system. I
filled
out.
just want to know what's on the form. The worth of your house?
Let's put it this way. Overall worth can be determined very easily once you fill out the financial disclosure.
Oh, is that right? Okay.
Right.
All right.
The financial
And either way it comes out, I'm going to be embarrassed. Because everyone's going to be waiting for it. I mean, the fact that I have no money is going to look real bad. People's going to go, well, he's really not that happening. It's going to kill off any interest in Hollywood in me.
Mm-hmm.
And if I have tons of money, I'm going to track every loon in the world.
Relatives will be crawling out.
Right, that's what I'm saying. It's Psycho City. I can't do that.
So what does this guy have to say for himself? What do you say?
I don't care what this guy says. It's not an exact form. You don't have to just bluntly go out and say, here's what I have.
This to the penny, I'm worth.
I filled out the form. I sat down with all legal experts. I got a lawyer. I got 2 lawyers on this.
Uh-huh. And you decided after looking at it you don't want to file it.
No, I don't want to file it. And no one files it. But because I'm Howard Stern and I'm famous, they're going to come after me with both guns drawn. So I can't take any chances. The laws don't apply to me the same way they apply to someone else.
Mm-hmm. So you called to say?
Well, the disclosures that we deal with are simply campaign disclosures.
Yeah. But
you file your 32-day pre-general, 11-day pre-general, 27-day post-general. You list your contributions.
I don't know where you're working, but that's not the form.
Now, the forms...
I have no contributions.
You could, if you have no contributions... If you raise or spend under $1,000, which I don't know if you could pull that off on a,
I am under $1,000. Go ahead.
You fill out an in lieu of statement for each of the 3 basic filings.
Now, why is a lawyer telling me something different?
Now, for governor, that file's in Albany. I work in the New York, so we deal with the. But the state law is the state law.
I don't know.
We deal with state law.
All right. Thank you.
I've actually sat down with Ludwig. I don't know.
Yes, Ludwig. I know Ludwig.
Nice guy.
All right, listen, I got to go. But, in other words, you don't really know.
No, I do.
Well, I'm telling you that's not what I'm being told.
Financial disclosures.
Why are you paying for all that fancy
state
legal
forms. In the city, we use the state forms. We deal with the state.
See, I had one set of lawyers who told me what he's saying.
Mm-hmm.
Then I had another set of lawyers tell me that they were completely wrong. And then I brought in new lawyers.
2 sets?
Because I didn't believe the first set. The second set of lawyers told me something completely different. And the third set of lawyers that I eventually hired said both of those guys are wrong because they do this all the time.
Oh, man.
Now, so what I am telling you is lawyers are all full of... What is the S word? Can I say it?
No.
Would I be allowed to say it as a political candidate?
No.
The brown word. They're all full of it.
Lawyers are all shysters.
Right.
We deal with them every day in my office.
Let me tell you what I would do.
You finally wound up with the law firm that said sue.
Of course.
The law firm that figured out some way to get your money.
The law firm I wanted to go with, all of the lawyers were working on the OJ case, so they had to. They all quit.
Tied up.
They all quit to work on OJ. More money in it.
And the others, they were TV analysts.
I got some lawyer. This guy's a top expert. What is this guy's name? Does anyone know his guy's name? I got so many of them I don't know.
I know some of your lawyers.
I'm not talking about the old lawyers. This is a whole new lawyer. I just met him the other night.
Oh, so I don't know these lawyers.
I added up all the lawyers I got working for me. There's over 13 of them. So this guy, I don't even remember his name. He gave me his card. I just hired him, and that was it.
Wasn't it Calhoun?
Yeah, Calhoun. Now, look here, Mr. Stern. You got to get everything together. Listen, I don't know. I hear what you're saying. Some lawyers...
This is what I do all day.
You know what I do all day? I put a gun to my head and I go, pull the trigger, pull the trigger, pull the trigger. That's what I do all day.
Well, if you did that, then nobody would have anything to do in the morning.
That's right. Thank you.
We can't listen to you. What I could do is, very seriously...
what exactly is your job at this state?
I work in the city.
Okay, what is your job? What is your job?
One function is financial filings. The other is, all candidate filings. Right now we've been doing petitions.
And you're telling me that these guys, if they have no campaign contributions, don't have to file anything?
You file what's called an in lieu of statement, where you fill out the front of the sheet with just your basic information, name, address, what you ran for, what office you ran for, and you check a box which indicates
this guy's but he's not the head muckety muck.
No, he collects the papers.
No, I don't collect the papers.
No offense.
I analyze them as they come in, and so
How much you make a year?
I'm about 32 base.
Yeah.
What, there's a commission for the number
No,
of...
there's overtime.
Overtime.
Some overtime here and there.
You make $3 million a year.
There's another 32.
Yeah.
Could be.
You make 32. When you say 32, 3,200 or 32,000?
32,000.
All right. Well, there you go. That ain't bad.
No, I'm doing all right.
All right. Take it easy.
But what I could do is, when I get into the office this morning, I could call the head financial...
No, that's all right. I got lawyers. In fact, if you're my lawyer, can you call me? I don't know your name. All right, thank. If anybody is my lawyer and works for me, call in.
All lawyers call in.
All lawyers who are employed by me, call in immediately. All right, thank you, sir.
It's a pleasure.
Right.
Bye-bye.
I got one lawyer. His name is Phil Thiju. Did I ever introduce you to him?
I've never met him, Mr. Thiju.
Phil Thiju. So, he's a great guy.
Is he a good lawyer?
Oh, top guy. Went to all the top schools. Everyone's a top guy. I got all the top guys. No one can give me a straight answer. I don't know. Whatever my lawyer said I had to do. I don't know. Everybody kiss my ass.
Why did you go with the third guys?
I don't know. Because they're political guys. They've worked on all the big campaigns.
Are they specialists?
Specialists. Thank you, Fafa Fooey. Hey, where's the Fafa Fooey puppet? We got to get to that later.
I know. We're waiting for the nude woman now, and then we got to call women who want to have sex with each other, and then we'll get to the puppet.
The New York Yankees. One of the Yankee vice presidents came out yesterday. Did you see this?
Mm-mm.
This was all over the news yesterday.
I didn't see it either.
You didn't see it either?
No.
It was the lead story in the news last night.
What did he come out and say?
I know. I don't pay attention. No, the guy came out and said that the Negroes that lived in the area around...
I did hear that.
Yeah, lived in the area around Yankee Stadium.
Yeah.
Are hanging from the hoops like apes on the basketball. He called them like monkeys, he says.
He said all this?
Yeah, he said all. Now, he claims he didn't say it. The New York Magazine says he did say it. He gave an interview, and evidently when they turned off the tape recorder, he said, look, they're hanging like monkeys from these rims, and we got to replace them. We can't.
This is why we got to move the stadium.
See, this is what happens. This is like this happened with the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Yeah.
Their general manager said that blacks couldn't swim.
Right.
And a bunch of stuff.
That's true, you know.
Well,
we said it yesterday. They stand in the water.
They do. You ever seen Africa? They're always standing, never swimming.
Whirlpooling.
There you go. But, Mr. Schott, you were in trouble, too, for that, right?
Same thing.
For what?
For talking about the blacks.
My $1 million niggas?
See, it's another one. Baseball always gets it. Why can't
What
they?
is it with people
I
in
paid
baseball?
them a lot of money. I can call them anything I want at that point, right?
Well, I don't know.
Not quite the way it works.
I don't know.
Oh, yes, it is. They're my niggas. They work for me. I can call them whatever I want.
So you think what the guy said from the Yankees is all right?
Niggas love hanging from hoops like baboons.
Okay, very good. I have to take a break, and then we'll be back right after these words.
You're listening to The Howard Stern Show. Real Radio 104.1. 5 days of today's hottest talk.
Stuttering is fun.
It's fun for you.
Yeah. What's your favorite comedy?
I'm not even going to try.
Come on, tell me.
Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
So you said it, and you get a show before you say it.
Are you sexually repressed?
I'm not sure yet.
Someone stole your fag on a stick? Not that there's anything wrong
And
with
a
it.
weekend packed with modern rock.
Let's get out this.
Lock it in. Because we're driving fast and taking chances. Real Radio 104.1. Real Radio 104.1. Fast Traffic.
This report's brought to you by the Orlando Broadway series. Watch out for next.
260-1717.
Real Radio 104.1 hits the streets.
Tomorrow night, don't miss Ed Till and Miss B when they join Russ and Bo for a Nuts and Bolts party at Red Hot and Blue Barbecue. If your nuts fit our bolts, you could be a winner. Plus, there'll be a karaoke contest with a grand prize weekend on the beach at stake. That's tomorrow night, beginning at 7 at Red Hot and Blue Barbecue on 434 in the Oak Grove Shopping Center. Next Tuesday night, come on out and meet the